Late President Kim Youngsam was laid to rest in his coffin on Monday. We remember his legacy, fraught with trials and crowned by achievements. President Park Geunhye returns from overseas, visiting a memorial altar for former President Kim Youngsam to pay her respects and lay flowers. And a new technology using big data to diagnose some 50 congenital diseases with just a blood test has been commercialized in Korea. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, November 24th. I'm Luke Clary. The late President Kim Youngsam was laid to rest in his coffin on Monday. His life was fraught with trials and tribulations as well as a few crowning achievements, but he looked peaceful as he was placed in the casket.
The late President Kim Youngsam's family was watching as the president's body was laid in his coffin. His wife Son Myung-soon has her last moment with her husband of more than 60 years. The late president, with his silver hair neatly combed over, appeared peaceful as if in a deep slumber. The former First Lady, who watched the ceremony quietly while seated in a wheelchair, said her last goodbye in silence. With somber piano music playing in the background, the grieving family members bid their farewell to their beloved patriarch. The president's second son, Hyun-chul, broke down in tears during the ceremony as if he couldn't bear all the emotions roiling inside of him.
아니, 다치는 순간 가족분들은 허리 숙여 담배 전해주세요.
The coffin is closed and those who are attending the ceremony all paid their last respect to the deceased. In addition to the family, the coffin rite was attended by some 40 of Kim's close associates who had supported the former president's political career.
Shortly after returning from several high-level forums overseas, President Park Geunhye visited a memorial altar for former President Kim Youngsam, paying her respects and laying flowers. She offered her condolences to the bereaved family.
After returning from an overseas trip on Monday morning, President Park Geunhye visited a memorial altar for the late former President Kim Youngsam at 2 p.m. She was accompanied by her aides. Park prayed for the repose of the late president's soul by laying flowers and burning incense in front of his portrait. She then offered consolation to Kim's second son, Hyun-chul, by holding his hands. The president bowed to the rest of the bereaved family and expressed her condolences. Guided by ruling Saenuri Party head Kim Moo-sung, Park moved to a room for the bereaved family and met with the widow of the late former president, Son Myung-soon. The president conveyed words of condolences to Son, holding her hands. Upon hearing the news about Kim's death while she was attending the ASEAN summit, Park expressed her deep sympathies and promised to prepare a respectful funeral for the former president. Park will attend Kim's state funeral at the National Assembly on Thursday.
Monday marked the 5th anniversary of North Korea's bombardment of Yeonpyeong Island, located just south of the northern limit line. The South Korean Marine Corps conducted an artillery drill with the K-9 self-propelled howitzer in waters off Yeonpyeong Island, while a memorial service for the victims of the North Korean attack was held in Seoul.
To mark the 5th anniversary of the North Korean shelling of South Korea's Yeonpyeong Island, the South Korean military on Monday held a live-fire artillery drill in waters off the island. The South Korean Marine Corps fired hundreds of rounds from 20 K-9 Thunder self-propelled howitzers for roughly 40 minutes since 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The shells were fired toward the waters south of the northern limit line in the Yellow Sea. The South Korean military said that the 130mm multiple rocket launchers and spike missiles initially included in the drill were not deployed due to bad weather. Meanwhile, a memorial ceremony remembering the victims of North Korea's Blitz attack on Yeonpyeong Island 5 years ago was held amid a calm atmosphere. President Park Geunhye sent her first video message since her inauguration and expressed her condolences to the victims and their families.
철통 같은 안보 태세는 대한민국의 자유와 평화를 수호하고 올바른 남북 관계를 만들어가는 중요한 토대입니다.
Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn emphasized that Korea will build up strong defense capabilities so that people's safety won't be threatened under any circumstances.
Outcomes for treatment of congenital diseases such as hearing impairment and developmental disorders improve considerably if they're found early in children 3 years old or younger. A new technology using big data to diagnose some 50 congenital diseases with just a blood test has been commercialized in Korea.
A blood sample is taken from a 2-month-old baby. It is for a test to determine if the baby has any genetic diseases.
작년에 제가 24주의 유산을 겪어서 그 이후에 저희 아기를 더 건강하게 키우려는 욕심이 생겨서 검사를 받게 됐습니다.
Each of the baby's some 3 billion gene-based pairs is compared with normal ones to examine whether they are irregular. When a mutation is suspected, information on 350 million genes is used to check if it indicates a specific disease. This is big data-based genetic analysis technology, which has recently become commercialized in Korea.
이 30억 개의 염기 서열들 중에서 정상인 것과 비정상인 부분들을 저희가 판별하기 위해서는 굉장히 고용량의 컴퓨팅을 통해서 이 비교 분석하는 작업들이 이루어져야 하고요.
The development of information technology is bringing revolutionary changes to the medical sector. However, some people voice concerns that the economic gap between the rich and poor can also cause unequal healthcare access.
Many insurance subscribers wonder whether their insurance premiums are appropriately set or whether their insurance policies have better coverage than others. In order to address those concerns, a so-called online insurance supermarket opens next Monday to allow consumers to compare several insurance products at a glance.
This man in his 30s subscribed to a cancer insurance program last week. But he's not sure whether the terms of his insurance policy are better than those offered by other insurance companies.
보험 상품이라는 게 굉장히 많고 보장 내용도 비슷한데 사실 이게 가격이 이 상품이 싼 건지 비싼 건지를 판단하는 좀 가늠하기가 상당히 어려운 것 같습니다.
In order to address this concern, a so-called online insurance supermarket in which consumers can compare and subscribe to various insurance products called Insurance Tamoa will go into test operation at the end of this month. All one needs to do to compare premiums by company is go to the Insurance Tamoa homepage and choose a type. Starting on November 30th, consumers can begin comparing 207 products, including indemnity, car, travelers, and pension insurance.
결국은 소비자들에게 좀 더 나은 보험, 좀 더 싼 보험 상품 이런 것들이 제시되는 중요한 계기가 되기를 빌고.
The Financial Services Commission and the insurance industry plan to gradually include more insurance programs for the site and start full operation in April next year.
Records on the nation's Semel, or New Community Movement, have been unveiled ahead of the opening of the 2015 Global Semel Leadership Forum on Tuesday. Let's take a look.
Launched in 1970, the Semel, or New Community Movement, was designed to increase the earnings of rural areas, which lagged behind industrialized cities. Through the movement, houses were revamped, roads and farming facilities were repaired, and rivers reclaimed.
새마을 운동은 이제 증산을 위한 협업농업과 소득증대 사업으로 직결돼 보다 잘 살리는 운동으로 추진되고 있습니다.
Afterwards, the movement was introduced to urban areas and industrial complexes as a nationwide campaign to change the mindset of the people and inspire the spirit of diligence, self-help, and cooperation. With the movement bearing fruit in the regional development field, countries overseas sought to learn lessons from Korea.
말레이시아 시찰단은 한국의 새마을 운동이 조직적이고 체계적인데 놀랐다고 말했습니다.
The National Archives unveiled records on the movement on the occasion of this year's Global Semel Leadership Forum, which opened on Tuesday. The government will share the successful examples of the Semel movement with foreign regional development experts at the forum.
Visually impaired students and a military band held a heartwarming concert to show off the harmonious results of their collaboration. The soldiers have been visiting the students to teach them how to play musical instruments.
Once a week, music classes at this school for visually impaired children are taught by soldiers from a nearby military division. Soldiers from the military band of the 3rd Navy Fleet have been providing their volunteer services for 13 years now. They prepared a concert for local residents this year as well. Because the band consists of visually impaired students, the conductor uses verbal signs instead of gestures. This kind of collaboration between the soldiers and students with disabilities requires extraordinary consideration and patience. These children have to practice harder than others to be able to perform without sheet music.
선생님이 녹음해줘가지고 그 녹음한 거 듣고 이제 외워요. 어디도. 그래가지고 이제 악기 연주할 때 이제 그거를 기억하면서.
The concert lasted just 6 minutes, but it took a whole year of hard work and practice to prepare for it. Its melodies will continue to warm the hearts of the performers and audience for a long time.
Music group B2B, which rose to fame for its sentimental ballads, will hold a concert at the end of this year. Here's more from the world of culture.
Music group B2B, largely known for its heart-moving ballads such as Way Back Home and It's Okay, will hold a year-end concert. In addition to its ballads, the group will also perform rap and dance. FNC Entertainment, which manages many famous celebrities including Yoo Jae-seok, and music group AOA has received investment from a Chinese corporation and is poised to establish a presence in China. FNC Entertainment says it secured over $28 million in operating funds from the large Chinese private corporation, Suning Universal Media. Swedish boy band JTR, which consists of 3 brothers, will perform in Korea to mark the release of their first studio album. Sarah Lundback-Bell, JTR group member's mother, wrote the music for Girls' Generation song I Got a Boy. The contemporary classical music group Flux Quartet will hold its first concert in Korea next month. The group will perform Morton Feldman's String Quartet, which lasts more than 6 hours.
Thermal underwear has evolved over the years, giving us a wide selection of thin yet warm long johns as stylish as outerwear. We'll show you how to pick winter underclothes that fit your lifestyle and needs.
People have a wider selection of thermal underwear as new and improved products hit the market every year. Cotton underwear varieties are classic in the undergarment industry. And this thick underwear is lined with soft fleece to increase warmth. Layered underwear is made up of not 1, but 2 or 3 layers of fabric. The most sought-after underwear these days is the heat-generating underwear known to be thin yet warm. These 4 types of underwear were tested for their warmth-retaining properties, and the fleece-lined undergarment came out on top.
원단이 훨씬 두껍기 때문에 공기층을 많이 가지고 있고 따라서 보온성이 좋게 나오는 것입니다.
Meanwhile, the simple warmth-retaining rate of heat-generating underwear was measured to be the lowest. At normal times, there was no temperature difference between the heat-generating underwear varieties and the cotton ones.
발열레이라고 해서 가만히 있어도 열을 내는 건 아니거든요.
But when the surface temperature was measured after working out for 30 minutes to work up a sweat, the body temperature of the person wearing heat-generating underwear rose by a bigger margin than the other test subject.
일반적인 사람보다는 운동을 많이 하거나 또는 땀을 많이 흘리시는 분의 경우 발열레이의 작용 효과가 높다고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Here's some tips to consider when choosing the right thermal underwear for you. If you tend to sweat a lot or are active, choose heat-generating undergarments with moisture-absorbing, heat-generating functions. If what you're looking for is warmth, thick fleece-lined underwear is the best choice. Thinner than fleece-lined underclothes, layered undergarments have patches on the elbows and knees, providing extra cushion to protect the joints. Lastly, cotton underwear is the right choice if you're not that active and don't want anything bulky underneath your clothes. A wide selection of undergarments are available today to keep you warm and comfortable without making you look puffy. Try on a set of thermal underwear to save on heating costs and keep yourself warm this winter.
And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.